Right now, racism is declared a public health crisis. How those in our community are working to overcome it.
And a verdict is reached in a lawsuit against a local conspiracy theorist who wrote a book denying the Sandy Hook massacre ever happened.
Plus, city leaders in Middleton weighing in on a much talked about affordable housing project. We'll have an update.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Tonight, the city of Madison signed onto a statewide resolution declaring racism a public health crisis.
Amy Reed joins us now to explain what this means to community leaders tonight. Amy?
There's no new programming or funding with this move, but community leaders who run programs for youth of color and people of color in Madison say this is a good step for the city to take.
On the same night, the city of Madison recognized the contributions of African Americans 400 years after slaves were first brought to America. Alders acknowledged the problems we still have, declaring racism a public health crisis in Wisconsin.
I think it's about time.
Alexander G. from the Nehemiah Center for Urban Leadership Development said this is an important step for city alders to recognize, not just because of systemic issues and policy, but the effects the culture can have too.
It's now been proven that the stress caused by the pressures of racism is a leading indicator of health disparities of African Americans.
The city of Madison joins dozens of other organizations in Wisconsin that have signed on to the resolution and agree something more needs to be done. Though it doesn't add funding or resources that aren't already there, Ruben Anthony from the Urban League of Greater Madison said especially now, the health of people of color is in danger.
The messages that we get from our national leaders and the climate that we're creating for saying that certain people are not welcome to this country, I think that I haven't seen anything like that in my lifetime.
He's hopeful Madison's move tonight will get things back on track, but beyond passing the resolution, he hopes the city continues efforts to help organizations like his.
I think the city, really understands what needs to be done, but I think that there are more entities have to, step up and stop talking and really start doing something and measuring the impact and making sure that the cultures are really healthy.
As of last week, 32 organizations across the state have signed on. Other notable groups are the UW School of Medicine and Public Health, UW Health, SSM Health St. Mary's, and Public Health Madison, Dane County.
Amy, thank you.
Officials at UW-Madison say they are taking action after a new national report reveals what they say are distressingly high numbers of reported sexual assaults. The 2019 Association of American Universities Campus Climate Survey shows 26% of female undergrad students at UW-Madison report being sexually assaulted. UW now plans to add more staff positions to the Title IX program and University Health Services. University leaders are also inviting students and staff to give feedback at 3 forums that'll happen in November.
To say that 1 in 4 students could go through this experience, or especially 1 in 4 women, is horrific. 1 case is too many, and I think that's a really important statement. It doesn't matter how high the numbers are or how low the numbers are. 1 case is way too many for us.
60% of assaults on women happen on campus. About a quarter of them happen at non-university residential housing. The next most common locations were residence halls and fraternity houses.
Let's check in with meteorologist Dana Fulton for a look at your first alert forecast.
We did have a little bit of sunshine pop through this morning, but of course those clouds really building back in this afternoon. Now we have a mostly cloudy sky tonight with the slight chance for a little bit of rain. Most of the rain to the north. Right now we do have light showers around the La Crosse area. We may see a few light showers drift further south. 46 currently in Madison, 48 in Janesville. The main thing for tonight is going to be very, very windy heading into Wednesday morning. Currently we're at 17 miles per hour in Madison, but about 18 miles per hour for Mineral Point. So that slight chance for showers possible tonight. Chilly for Wednesday. We fall back below average, and then dry skies expected at least through the rest of the work week. We'll take a closer look at your full 10 day in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. Clinton police are looking for 2 men who allegedly stabbed a teenager yesterday afternoon.
Police say it happened at the Village Terrace mobile home park. 2 masked men allegedly broke into a home and stabbed an 18-year-old repeatedly. Police say, though they haven't arrested any suspects, they believe it was a targeted attack and the public is not in any danger. Please call police if you have any information.
The father of a Sandy Hook victim will get $450,000 after he sued a local conspiracy theorist for emotional distress. Lenny Posner, who did not want his face shown for fear of more threats, lost his 6-year-old son Noah in the Sandy Hook massacre nearly 7 years ago. He says James Fetzer's book, Nobody Died at Sandy Hook, has caused him to receive threats and is defamatory. Now, the court had already found 3 statements in the book to be defamatory, but today's jury was determining how much Posner would get in damages.
It causes people to believe that that I lied about my son's death, that my son didn't die, and that I'm somehow doing that for some other reason.
Fetzer's attorneys say he didn't intend to incite violence or encourage anyone to threaten Posner.
The city of Middleton is giving the final go-ahead on a proposed housing complex on University Avenue that's previously run into some roadblocks. Madeline O'Neill is back from the city's Common Council meeting with what this decision will mean for housing and social equity.
Well, the unanimous decision is being met with celebration tonight. Despite concerns voiced from neighbors earlier in the year, Middleton residents who tonight spoke largely in support of the project. City alders are thanking neighbors for coming to a compromise with the developer earlier this year. That includes bringing the complex down from 4 stories to 3. Several residents brought up the need for more affordable housing that allows people who work in Middleton to live there too. The project developer, Anthony Gray, has big plans for the Addy, which will be across from the Willie Street Co-op on University Ave. It's a planned 39-unit building and can be labeled workforce housing, with more than half of the units classified as affordable. Beyond that, Gray says he's striving for social justice, making people of color a big part of the process. He says as far as he knows, he's one of the only African-American developers in the area.
It's really good to be in this position, and I'm hopeful, notwithstanding the difficulties we've faced, that it'll inspire other people of color to engage, to take that plunge, to take the risk of stabilizing their own communities.
I think that being the good neighbor city, we can live up to that and be proud of the new development. And also, I want anyone who lives at the Addy to take pride in the neighborhood.
Gray says he's entirely funding the project himself without any grants from the city or subsidies. He says it's been a 3-year process to get to this point, so he's planning to get construction going as quickly as he can. Now, when he left the room after the decision tonight, he said, "We look forward to becoming good neighbors."
Vice President Mike Pence will no longer be coming to Wisconsin this week because he is now part of a special delegation heading to Turkey. Well, the vice president was scheduled to visit Pleasant Prairie on Thursday, touting the president's new trade agreement with Mexico and Canada, but instead he will be leading that delegation to meet with Turkish leaders trying to negotiate a ceasefire deal. President Trump demanded an immediate end to Turkey's assault against Kurdish fighters and civilians in Syria. A White House official says they are working to reschedule that visit to Wisconsin.
The former Vice President Joe Biden's son, Hunter, says it was, quote, poor judgment to sit on the board of a Ukrainian gas company when his father was vice president. However, he says he doesn't regret it. His position came under fire by President Trump when the president questioned his business dealings with the company. In a tweet, the president called the younger Biden, quote, really bad, and noted Biden now has, quote, real problems. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers returned from a 2-week recess to hear more testimony from administration officials about the president's dealings with Ukraine as part of their impeachment inquiry.
Joe Biden and the rest of the Democratic presidential candidates just finished up their 4th debate. The biggest topic, President Trump's impeachment inquiry. The 12 candidates all agreed the inquiry is justified. Another major topic, once again, health care. Candidates sparred over a Medicare for All plan backed by the more progressive candidates versus a more moderate approach. The candidates also talked about Syria as they took aim at the president's decision to pull out U.S. forces, allowing Turkey and Russia to move in.
State Republicans are starting a push to limit Governor Tony Evers' veto powers with a hearing on a proposed constitutional amendment. The amendment would stop the governor from being able to issue partial vetoes to increase spending. Right now, the governor can strike words, numbers, and punctuation in spending bills. Governor Evers used that power to give public schools $65 million more than GOP lawmakers approved. The amendment must be passed in consecutive legislative sessions and a statewide referendum. The Senate's Government Oversight Committee began the process with a hearing today.
In northern Wisconsin, the special election for former Congressman Sean Duffy's seat is heating up. Duffy stepped away from his 7th District seat last month as his family deals with some health issues for a newborn daughter. Now 5 candidates are vying for that seat. Republican State Senator Tom Tiffany has been endorsed by former Governor Scott Walker and Tommy Thompson. He's up against Jason Church and Mike Opala. On the Democratic side, it's Tricia Zunker and Lawrence Dale, a former Green Party candidate currently living in Michigan. There will likely be a special primary ahead of the special election, but the dates have not yet been set.
A Wisconsin-based spice retailer plans to spend nearly $500,000 on social media ads calling for the impeachment of President Trump. Penzeys Spices, based in Wauwatosa, already spent about $100,000 on Facebook, making it one of the largest social media spenders on impeachment to date. The company says it plans to spend almost $400,000 more on Facebook posts. Penzeys CEO says the unusual move will boost the company's brand and lead to increased sales. Shake Shack fans will soon be able to get those burgers and shakes without driving all the way to Milwaukee. The popular fast casual restaurant is opening its 2nd Wisconsin location at Hilldale. According to a spokesperson for Hilldale, the restaurant will open next year. Right now, Milwaukee is home to the only other location in Wisconsin, but there are locations all over the country, including 9 in the Chicago area.
A Fond du Lac woman says she was fired from her job at a restaurant for refusing to serve a couple making transphobic comments about a woman sitting at the bar. Brittany Spencer worked as a server at Fat Joe's Bar and Grill. She says she went to her manager to ask if someone else could serve that couple. Spencer was told to do her job or go home, so she chose to leave. Spencer posted about the incident on Facebook and then was told she was fired.
She decided she wanted to post stuff on Facebook about being sent home, and we just made a business decision that we can't have employees that aren't going to make us look good as an establishment either.
And I don't want anybody to be harassed, but they need to be made aware that what they did was not okay.
Brittany told people on Facebook that if they thought her being told to go home was wrong, to go leave a review on the restaurant's Facebook page. That caused Fat Joe's to delete their page altogether.
You will soon be seeing more murals and art around Madison, and the reason is to inspire. The murals are a part of a Science to Street art project. The goal is to increase awareness of the science community and spark more interest in the subject. The first mural is already underway at the Discovery Building on the UW-Madison campus, but there are 4 more being done. Locations and renderings of those murals are on our website, channel3000.com.
And another mural improving an East Side neighborhood. Dane Arts Mural Arts worked with the Hawthorne neighborhood and the Hawthorne Elementary School to create a mural in the pedestrian tunnel. Hundreds of students use that tunnel under East Washington Avenue every day to get to and from school, so students were able to help with the mural's design.
That's cool looking. Local organizations are fighting food insecurity in our area.
Up next, how a semi-truck is instrumental in the fight against hunger. Stay with us. Welcome back. A Janesville girl is using her 10th birthday to give back to the Rock County Sheriff's Office.
Instead of presents, Aubrey Johnson is asking for donations to the department's K-9 unit. She says she's wanted to help a cause like this for quite some time. Her parents say they are very proud of her. The department says they are thankful for the support, and her generosity will help them help others.
Local organizations giving back to their communities with a semi-truck full of food. The Dinners on Us program distributes 3,000 bags of food to families in need during 12 events all across the state. The effort headed by United Healthcare, Second Harvest Food Bank, and Feeding America. Today they were at the YMCA West in Madison, handing out 350 meal bags. Organizers say food insecurity is a major issue all across the state.
Families are in need more than ever of making sure that they have food on the table. It's not about being hungry where you haven't eaten for days. It's about skipping a meal or maybe just not having enough to be full for the day.
And food bags included not just non-perishable food items, but also fresh produce as well.
Our Coats for Kids distribution began today on Madison's east side. Over the past few weeks, the Community Action Coalition received 4,465 coats to help keep those in need in Dane County warm this winter. Additional scarves, hats, and gloves will also be distributed. Volunteers say they are still accepting more donations, especially children's coats. You can drop those off at the Community Action Coalition's office off of Stoughton Road. Distribution goes through November 7th.
Meteorologist Dana Fulton joining us now with a look at our forecast, and that wind really kicked up today. You could feel it, and maybe another chilly one tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be chilly, and the wind's also going to be a factor, especially early on in the morning. We'll have quite a wind chill early in the day. Could see some stronger wind gusts later in the afternoon. Also, looking at our Doppler track right now, it is mostly cloudy outside, a little rain to the north, and there's that slight chance for a shower or two to sink further south overnight. As this system continues to pull east, we aren't going to be completely in the clear with our rain chances until it does get a little further east. So this wraparound moisture is what we're seeing right now to the north, and we may see a few of those showers dip further south. Behind this system tomorrow, unfortunately, is looking just a little cloudy with that trailing trough. And then we have high pressure building in. That's going to bring us a little more sunshine for Thursday and for Friday. Of course, tomorrow behind this cold front will be just a little cooler. The temperatures will be closer to average yet again heading into Thursday and Friday. Today, right at average at 59 for a high, thanks to a little bit of sunshine early this morning and then that cloud coverage building in later on. We stay mostly cloudy tonight. Tomorrow morning, our temperatures will fall close to 40, though it'll feel a little cooler outside with the wind factored in. In the afternoon, the cloud coverage might break up just a little bit for a little bit of sun to come on through, but overall expecting a mostly cloudy day. Thursday, we have partly sunny skies. It really should be nice and seasonable outside for Thursday and for Friday. Friday, we get to enjoy the sunshine yet again. Those wind chills tomorrow will be close to 30, even though our temperatures will be near 40. Keep that in mind early in the day. Definitely want to have layers on or the windbreaker for early. In the afternoon, though, the wind will start to calm down a little more, but it's going to take most of the day before that breeze really backs off. Again, slight chance for some showers, mainly northeast of Dane County heading into Wednesday morning. And then for your drive into work, just a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures in the afternoon will be in the upper 40s, struggling to get close to 50 with that northwest breeze. By Thursday morning, we're in the upper 30s. Another cool start to the day, but not nearly as windy outside. And in the afternoon, we're planning on high temperatures landing in the middle 50s, so a little closer to where we should be for this time of year. Even with that little bit of rain this morning, we're still, of course, well above average for the month and for the year, thanks to all the rain that we had in that first week. Now we're almost to 4.5 inches. Just a little more rain over the next 2 weeks will put us at the second rainiest October on record for Madison. So we're hoping to kind of stay where we're at, but we'll see how the next few weeks play on out. Slight chance for a few showers tonight. Cloudy and windy outside right now. Those wind speeds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. I'll stay in that range tomorrow afternoon with wind gusts getting closer to 30 miles per hour at times. Still pretty chilly though. High temperatures in the upper 40s. Those wind chills, of course, will be backing off into the mid 30s to lower 30s. Upper 40s for Wednesday, mid 50s on Thursday, and then by Friday, we're close to 60 degrees. We stay near 60 heading into the weekend. Our next chance for showers will develop on Saturday and into next week. Our temperatures do look like they're going to back off again and be just a little cooler outside.
All right, Dana, thank you. The Middleton girls golf team ending a 4-year drought at state. Highlights coming your way next in sports.
Well, the Badgers getting a lot of love from national analysts this week. David Polk on ESPN giving Wisconsin a perfect A+ grade on the season so far. The only other team to get that high mark, Ohio State, of course. 2 weeks until that midday showdown between the Badgers and Buckeyes. But first, the Badgers getting their first conference road test this weekend at Illinois. Illini head coach Lovie Smith expecting a tough battle in the trenches, and he says they've got their eye out on who else? Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, he's arguably the best player in college football. He's an excellent run in between the tackles. He has size. He can hit you with power. He's faster than most people. He's on their track team. And it seems like Wisconsin, I mean, they lost a lot of offensive linemen from last year's team, but it seemed like there's another big guy that kind of goes, comes in. It's a good challenge. You have to be sound. You have to first like contact. We know what we're going to see. It's not going to be a finesse game this week. Need a big boy pads on, and that's what we plan on putting on.
Meanwhile, Mother Nature hasn't really made the past few days smooth sailing for the state girls golf championships, but the girls pushing through all the effort into the very end. And you can't blame Edgewood's Grace Welch for being in a really good mood today. The Crusaders had a big lead going into the second round and just kept building on it. Annika Leski hits a nice recovery shot out of the sand on 18. But Welch is the story in Division 2, running away with the individual championship with a 2-day total of 158. That's 8 shots clear of second place. So it's an individual title and another state team title for the Crusaders.
After yesterday, I felt confident going into today that I could, pull away with it. So I feel really happy and really grateful.
For some of our girls, it was their first state title, and of course it's exciting, but I'm excited for this particular group of kids to defend their title.
The Crusaders finishing with 71 strokes ahead of Prescott, Edgewood winning its 15th state title since the year 2000. In Division 1, Middleton had a slim one-shot lead at the start of the day, getting off to a solid start. Glenna Sanderson shot even par on the front 9, including this chip shot that set up a birdie on the 9th hole to help the Cardinals extend their lead. Senior Kate Meyer leading Middleton with a 76 yesterday and followed that with a 78 today. Middleton winning the Division I state girls team title for the first time since 2015.
It means everything. All of our hard work is paying off, and we couldn't be happier right now. I mean, it's kind of surreal, but it'll set in a little bit. So for right now, we're very happy.
From the day we left here a year ago to today, they worked so hard to get to this spot. They knew they wanted to finish first, and they were determined, and they did it.
Cardinals with a 13-stroke victory over Brookfield Central. In the individual effort, Joe Barancich from Bayport winning by 1 stroke over Sarah Balding from Brookfield Central. The Prep Mania Game of the Week featuring 2 of the top teams in the state. Wanakee and DeForest are both undefeated, and one of them will win the Badger North Conference Championship. We'll have the game live on Friday night, 7 o'clock on channel3000.com. We'll be right back.
Dana's here with the final check.
So we're looking at a mostly cloudy sky tonight with a slight chance for a few light showers. Tomorrow's still cloudy outside. Temperatures will fall back to the upper 40s. And then heading towards the end of the week, we get closer to 60 with some sunshine there for Thursday and Friday. Our next chance for showers won't develop until Saturday.
All right, Dana, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.